Okay, welcome back. This is Alexei and Mrs. Jenkins sharing her wisdom.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay. I guess
So,
I've sort of, I'll give some wisdom. I'll give my ideas that I had when I was young, and then what I have learned over the years, and it can be very brief, which is this: that I got interested in my husband. Of course, I think I really liked boys. I told you I was boys
mhm.
crazy. So that was a really good thing though, because it wasn't like I could only be attracted or like one boy, and if I couldn't have him, I didn't know what else to do. Like honestly, I had the luxury of thinking, well, this person actually is a wonderful person. And also finding him attractive. So that worked out really well for me. Okay. So yeah,
Boom.
yeah, but one of the things that I had a couple of boyfriends, and it was just it was like a really lame, situation.
Oh,
Fortunately, I was very like I didn't let guys take advantage of me much, so I was like
that's good.
usually like these would be going along, and at some point I would be like, no, I don't think so, and then that would like things just didn't work out. It got resolved pretty quickly. Like
Mhm.
I didn't like date a loser for years or something like that. A lot of girls will go through something like that. Well, that was one good thing, and so I had some experience with some guys, but I was talking at college. I had known Steve. He was around, and I we just happened to be sitting and talking in the library, which of course you're not supposed to talk in the library, but
Mhm.
we were just talking a lot, and I just was struck by him. I was like, wow, he's really different. He just talks to me like I'm a human being. Like he's not trying to, like make time with me, but he's also not trying to push me away because I'm not attractive enough for him. Like
Mhm.
I'm a, like there were some guys that were like the most good-looking, smartest guys on campus, and they would, if you tried to talk to them, they would like quickly make sure that you got the message. I'm not interested in you. Like because they had girls coming after him all the time. So, but this guy, he was like willing to talk with me just about anything, and there was like it wasn't anything awkward between us. We could just talk, and it was like we were just friends,
Mhm.
and and I realized, actually that's much more. That's much superior to like having this like romantic, passionate, sort of love story. It was more like we were just friends that had a good time laughing and had shared a lot of interest. So I went ahead with that because I just had seen some of my friends, like having these relationships with guys that they thought were really attractive or cool, but I just thought, they're not very nice guys. And so as time has gone on, I mean, I feel completely validated. My husband and I are always telling people, what, like we'll meet young people who say, I can't find anybody to date. We're like, well, have you considered, have you looked at any of your friends, your opposite sex
Mhm.
friends? Like actually, you should consider them because you would be better off marrying a friend than some person that you got sort of fall head over heels in love with, and you know how love is blind and the person actually has serious character flaws. You should,
Right.
yeah. So we tell people that, and I would say my number one, I try to put it down into one basic instruction: do
Mhm.
not ever marry a person who doesn't respect you and who is not honest with you.
Mhm.
If you catch them in a lie, if they are exaggerating something to try to deceive you, if they mock you in front of others, if they won't listen to your opinion, if they cut you off when you're trying to talk, just that's it. Don't be with that person. That will never end well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a good person right there. It doesn't matter how good looking they are or if they give you nice presents or whatever, that's just not going to go well. So that's my simplest advice.
Mhm.
Honesty, respect.
Honest and respect. And
Yes.
it can be covered by a present?
No.
Ah.
Or
Well,
a dozen red roses.
ah. Well, I don't know about here, but in Latvia we have a commercial which is about Rafaela. Rafaela says more than 1,000 words or something. You know this?
Oh, the candy?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Yeah, it's like a
coconut
diamond.
with something.
A diamond is forever. Yeah, like that's, actually, my husband never gave me a diamond engagement ring.
Oh.
Yeah, he was too poor because his dad was an OPC pastor and
Ah.
died when he was in college, so he just didn't have any money. But I didn't care about that. And neither did my parents. My parents did not care about that either.
But
Yeah.
but it was a good match.
Yes,
So
it
you're still
was.
here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Well, it gets better all the time. He and I, we just, during this pandemic, being stuck at the house with one person, that would be a true test.
Oh yes.
I actually enjoyed it because I get to be around him more than usual, and we just get along so well, and sometimes we want to do stuff together and laugh and talk. Other times we just want to be alone and pursue our various interests.
Mhm.
In his case, looking at insects. Like, and we just are comfortable with each other. It's really awesome. And I and
Oh yeah.
we always one of the funny things about us, I guess it's because we've lived together so long, we've discussed things to ad nauseum. We basically agree on everything, so we don't argue very much. And we've given each other permission to edit the other person's loading of the dishwasher.
Oh
That's a very, that can really
no.
be a fraught subject.
Oh yes. You're
Yeah,
you're washing dishes. You're washing toilet
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Well, like there's certain. Sometimes like somebody will load the dishwasher. They'll put the bowl in the place where it will not get clean. We give each other permission to move that without taking offense. Isn't that
Oh, you didn't put it in the
the
right
right spot?
spot.
But we don't actually say that. But we just don't take offense if the other person moves it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard for some people it is like really frustrating. Like, oh, okay, I don't want to do this, but you do this. I rather
Yes.
do that.
Oh, you know what?
And
I am so grateful for him because he is the hardest working man, and he always is doing work. I come downstairs, get up in the morning, and he's already been up for an hour, and he's like cleaned the kitchen and put all the dishes in the dishwasher, and he's just the hardest working man. He never like tries to leave a bunch of work for me to do. Never does that.
respect
Yes, he's
and
respect,
honor.
and he loves me. He's very
Well, my
kind.
last question will be
Okay.
what would you suggest to girls when it comes to dating?
Dating.
Not just picking a boy.
I think that you should. I think that it's a mistake. Christian girls make the mistake of thinking that like they're gonna find. They could find like just like magically find the right guy right off the bat, and that's gonna be the one. And
Mhm.
that could be true, but I think it's good to meet a lot of people and like talk to a lot of people, and maybe what we used to call dating. Dating means something different now. Okay, but when we
Oh
when we
yeah.
were when we were kids, dating meant like we all went, like somebody would ask you to go to their youth group and play volleyball and have volleyball and a cookout or something. That would be
Mhm.
considered a date. But it's just hanging, or what you call, what young people call, I guess, hanging out with or talking to, or even texting. Okay, at this point, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I think that you just getting to know a lot of people, and I have told so many girls, don't wait around. And guys too, don't wait around. Get on. At this point, there are so few people in the world anymore that want to get married that you honestly, it's very difficult to find one. So you might as well go online on like a Christian dating site and just find somebody and try a few people. And I know, like, I don't know. I guess I know like five girls or women who have met wonderful husbands and everything worked out great because they found somebody like that.
Mhm.
So it's not, I don't think there's something to be ashamed of, because it used to be that everybody was looking to get married, and you would be, especially like when you're in college, you're around all these people your age and they're all, young and ready to start out. But now people don't even get married anymore.
Now they're
But,
like,
right.
why would I have a stamp in my passport if we can just live together
That's
or
right,
something?
right. Yeah, they don't want to mess with it, and they think they're scared. They're scared. They think that it's better to like try it out first. I don't actually agree with that. I think it's they think
Yeah, I
that
guess right now we call it a drive test. Test
Yeah,
drive.
but which I think what happens is you end up sliding, not deciding. Like you start living together. You share. You buy a car together. You meet your each other's families. Your families accept each other. Like all these ties, and then sometimes you even get pregnant. And then you still haven't even decided whether you think this person's worth marrying. I'm like, you should have decided that a while back. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
before
don't
getting pregnant.
yeah, that's just not like the person can have like major issues that are not good, but you just kind of like, well, we'll see how it works out. But I don't think it's really a good strategy.
Right.
Even not to mention the fact that I think it's a sin. But we won't go into that. But I just think it's a bad strategy.
So do you think we, like both girls and boys, women and men, should keep some, I don't know, boundaries while they're dating?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. We used to talk about that a lot. I this is what I told my kids. I told them, look, at the bottom line is do not unzip your pants. Do not lie down on a bed. And do not be alone together after 11 p.m. if you're serious about being chaste.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's basically the bottom line. If you're tempted to do any of those things, you're not serious, and you're just going to let that go. You're not really serious about being obedient to the Lord in that area, and you're going to pay the price because it's not really a great thing. What ends up happening, having sex with people before you're married, what ends up happening is it's the ultimate slide don't decide thing. You feel close to the person, you feel wonderful about them, especially the girls. They think like, oh, he's so wonderful, and you feel this, you sort of like over the moon with the passion of it all, and you get really attached to the person before you've actually like worked through any problems. Like you need to actually like have a fight and like talk about things and
Mm-hmm.
compromise once before you jump in bed together. I mean, come on,
Right.
it's just foolishness. Because it actually does attach you to somebody else. So it's not a good idea to get like super attached to somebody before you've even figured out whether they're honest or will treat you with decency.
Yeah, and then we realize, oh, where do I sign up? Or what did I sign up
Yeah, what
for?
did I sign up for? Right now, and now
So,
you're in too deep, right? You're almost
yeah.
embarrassed. Then a lot of times I see a lot of Christian young people, like they know they shouldn't be having sex with somebody, so they know that, but then they feel like, okay, but we did it, so now we have to get married, and they'll follow through and marry somebody. They're like, there's all these warning signs and claxons going on. Don't be with this person. Like, whether if somebody have you if you slept with somebody and then you realize later that was a mistake and you need to break up with them, do not think that it's somehow going to make God happier to like continue on being with this person even though you know that just because you slept with them. No, don't do that. That's foolishness, and
Hmm.
it's not. I don't mean that's not the way God works anyway. God, that's nothing biblical about that whatsoever.
Yeah, but I guess at some point you also need to be responsible. If
Oh
you
yeah.
get a
What?
girl pregnant
Okay,
or
yes.
something.
Okay, yes. Okay, I'll give it. I'm looking at it from the girl's point of view. Now,
Oh, well.
once you're pregnant, yeah, probably if you get a girl pregnant, yeah, maybe yes. Although, even then it might be a better option to, you know, put the baby up for adoption or go your separate way. I mean, like there, even just because a woman gets pregnant, she might get pregnant to a guy that's really not good. And that's a tough one because I do think, children want to grow up with their biological father. They want
Yeah.
to know that person. So you're kind of at that point you're kind of stuck, you're always going to be attached to that person in some way. But doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good idea for you to just go the whole deal and get married.
So that's why we should have boundaries. So we
Yes.
don't have to
Yes.
deal with
Is
this
it isn't it
later.
terrible that I just went ahead and just talked about sex because actually that's what I know that's what actually the issue is. I know
Well,
I'm like I know that's true now more than ever. It's like a
yeah, well, now it's probably even more openly
oh yeah.
than
In
it
fact,
was.
I was talking to one of my somebody I knew who I taught her son, and he's grown now, but she was just irate. She was like, "Do you know?" And he was a very attractive young man, and very bright, very accomplished. do you know that he couldn't find a girl that would date him unless he was willing to have sex with them? That they just didn't want that. They wanted just to have sex. And I was like, what? You're kidding. You know, like I thought like the world has gone mad. You know, like that used to be
Yeah.
true that girls would complain, guys would want that, and the girls would be disappointed nobody wanted to date them if they weren't jumping into bed with somebody. Now it's even the other way around. I'm like, well, I guess that's fair. Wrong, but
Yeah.
fair, you know.
Now
But
it's all mixed
so,
of
yeah.
everything. But, well, out of my respect to you, I think we
And
should
stop.
stop.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
thank
Is
you
that
very
is
much.
that that's 30 minutes?
It's way more.
Oh no. Well, maybe you should edit out the most outrageous things that I said.
Well, but thank
I'll
you
let
very
you
much.
use your discretion on that.
Thank you very much for
You're
coming.
welcome.
And
Yeah.
thank you very much for listening to us. God bless you.